Hi, James Nortish here. This is the first of many videos, hopefully. I am a Marie Curie Fellow in UMASS, Massachusetts. So I'm working from a university here in Worcester, which is about 50 kilometers west of Boston. So I'm going to be here for 2 years, and the idea really is that I'm going to record a video maybe once, twice a month and kind of give an update in terms of how the whole program is going. So by way of introduction, I'm going to be doing some research on assistive technology for students that are non-verbal in a primary school setting. So I'm going to try and look at assistive technology that's out there, technology that would work for someone that is non-verbal in a typical school setting, and see how can we create a better selection tool for parents and educators. I'm working, like I say, with the University of Massachusetts, so they're my American partner, if you will. And back in Ireland, I'm working with UCC. So I'm working with Dr. Marion McCarthy in UCC, who's a fantastic host and supervisor to have. So the idea, again, like I say, with these videos is really just to kind of record my goings. And I've only been in Boston probably for about, I think this is like 11 or 12 days in. And it's been an interesting experience. It's been, for somebody who has dyslexia, and ADHD as a kid, it's probably been somewhat of a sobering occasion insofar as, because I've stepped out of my comfort zone, what I was used to in Dublin and in Ireland, I've really discovered that, you know what, dyslexia actually does affect me quite a lot. And it's actually been a little bit difficult for me to kind of adjust to that. And I think often people with dyslexia, we really, over the years, we build up fantastic success strategies, you know, and I've been one to do that all throughout my education career and throughout my working life. I've been able to come up with ways to get around it. Now, I've moved to a new country, a completely new set of kind of rules in terms of people, in terms of work, in terms of even getting around. And I know it sounds really simple and really basic, but this experience has really showed me that I am a really poor reader, and the simplest example that I can give you is the place that I'm working is in UMASS in Worcester. So the centre that I work for is a place called the Shriver Centre. Okay, Shriver Centre. That's pretty simple, isn't it? However, it took me about 2 days to discover how to say that word, and you know, that's quite difficult. Like, you meet somebody new and they ask you, where do you work? And I can see it. I can see the word perfectly. I understand the word. Sorry, there's a bee floating around me here a little bit. I can see the word. I can picture it, but I can't say it. And it's been really difficult. And in terms of traveling, I've had to do some traveling around. I've had to meet people. I mean, I can read their email. I can see what their name is. But when I meet them and someone asks me, who do you work with? Who's your colleague? I'm at a blank. I can't pronounce those people's names. And what I have to do, and that's what I did in Ireland for years, is I would learn stuff off. You know, I would visualize it, I would learn it, and I would pop it into my brain, and literally once someone asks me something, that's how it worked. I can never do that whole phonics thing by reading something and being able to do it. So without doubt, the biggest challenge that I have faced since coming to Boston and to Massachusetts has been facing up to the fact that I'm actually a poor reader. And you know, when I'm reading on a normal basis, when I'm reading articles or I'm reading emails and all that sort of thing, I typically will kind of like power read through stuff. So I'll take a sentence. If I don't understand a word in the middle, I'll read the whole sentence and I'll start to substitute what that word probably means, or you know, I'll discover from reading the sentence what it means, and that works really well for me in terms of reading. But when I have to read something on a map and then I have to tell a taxi driver where I'm going, it makes me look like a complete simpleton, if you will. And it's been a really sobering fact, and it's been a bit disheartening in ways, in that I guess I thought I'd overcome that, and you know, maybe I haven't, but yeah, I think that's just part of life, and that's part of dyslexia, and that's part of learning, and it's part of stepping outside your comfort zone, undoubtedly. And I think I've faced up to that. I think I've kind of said, okay, well, look, I'm here to learn about assistive technology. I'm here to put solutions in place for people that have difficulties that are completely non-verbal. So I'm absolutely going to step up to the challenge. I'm going to go back to a lot of the advice that I give to kids and students that I work with in Ireland, and I'm going to use assistive technology an awful lot more. So that's really on a personal level. That's been me. I guess other sort of challenges that I've been facing: finding accommodation, absolute disaster here. It's super expensive. You're probably talking a standard 2-bed is anywhere between $2,000 to maybe $3,000. So somewhere in the region of the bones of €2,000 per month for a 2-bed apartment, which obviously is quite expensive. And I think that's sort of it. I mean, last weekend I had a fantastic opportunity to meet with the governor of Massachusetts. Charlie Baker is his name. Really good guy. And again, I guess that just demonstrates maybe some of my strengths. So I got invited along to the president's breakfast before UMASS's graduation. So all the students were graduating, or they call it the commencement here. They were all graduating. I got invited to, because I was a Marie Curie Fellow, and I just come that weekend. They were also, they were having like it's a small sort of invite to the president's house, which was fantastic. His name was Michael Collins. As you can imagine, he had some Irish relations, so we had the chats about that, and I got introduced to quite a lot of people. And I met this man as I was grabbing coffee. Tall guy, pretty nice. Had that sort of political feel to him, but I didn't know who he was, of course. So we just started chatting a little bit. He realised I was from Ireland, and we were having a bit of banter. And before I knew it, there was a few photographers taking pictures of me, and there he was with Charlie Baker, the governor of Massachusetts. So that was a bit of fun, I guess. And we got some good pictures together, and we had some fun. And today, actually, I'm just sitting here in Harvard, in the university. I had a meeting here this morning, so I thought I'd take my video here. It's nice and straightforward, a nice leisurely place to be. There's going to be an awful lot of learning in terms of what I have to do, what I have to get up to. But I'm really open to the challenge. I'm really looking forward that I've had to face coming outside of my comfort zone, moving from Dublin, coming over here on my own. And just sort of making that transition and actually realising that, you know what, my dyslexia isn't as under control as I felt it was, and it's a brilliant opportunity for me now to readjust, reassess where I'm at, and see how can I really drive on in terms of overcoming that dyslexia, which will allow me then to make a difference to people that are non-verbal. So that's it. That's my first kind of recap in terms of video catch up. I'm going to do this, like I say, maybe twice a month, give or take, and just give a synopsis of where I've gone, where I've come along. The next 2 or 3 weeks really are about getting set up on the university and touching base in some of the research, looking into some articles. I've got a number of meetings with some colleagues in the university and also with some colleagues here in Harvard over the next 2 weeks. So really just trying to get a feel for what's happening in America. How can I sort of tap into that? How can I see how they do it? How can I bring our ideas from Ireland to here? And really, I have a goal of becoming thought leader in this field over the next 2 or 3 years. I'm going to do my PhD in this whole field as well. That's undoubtedly on the goal list. And dyslexia certainly will not get in the way. And I look forward to kicking it up the ass as I go along. All right, come here, lovely chatting to you. I look forward to catching up in a few weeks when we talk soon. Thank you.